That was a nice pitch.
Me?
You got up there, man.
Was I?
Was that me or you?
I think it was you.
Oh, well, I got up there, man.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench with the Tovar Brothers. We are the Tovar Brothers.
Hey.
Joey here, joined by my brother Angel, as usual. What's
Hi.
up?
Heyo. Hello.
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 Happy Hump Day.
Hump day. Yeah, feels like it.
Episode number 65, Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. Hoping you're having a good week. Hope you're, congratulations to all of you. We didn't say this on Monday. To all you who made your fantasy playoff bracket.
Yeah, round of applause. It's a long year, a lot of injuries, a lot of bus, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So if you
and
made it this far.
And I'll say this, to those of you who didn't make it, I know you're paying.
Yeah, it's
This
tough.
is why you join multiple leagues, so you at least make one of them.
Exactly.
Because if you put in the hours that you should to be good at fantasy football, and you come to this point and you're not in the playoffs, that is a bad feeling, my friend.
And your girlfriend's probably mad at you.
Oh,
all
yeah.
that time wasted for nothing.
On this episode, we're going to get into the news. Angels Heavenly Top 10 version number 15. Done 15 of those already.
A lot of them. I'm very pumped about this one. I am very pumped. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you why later.
I mean, it's heating up.
It's
Woo! And then Thursday Night Football preview. We'll get into that as well.
also
Yeah.
episode 65.
Episode 65.
Very famous Eagle, though I'm a huge fan of.
Lane Johnson. That's
Lane
Mr.
Johnson.
Lane Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah. Big fan of Lane Johnson. I could do a whole show on Lane Johnson.
He's amazing.
I love him. When he's gone, we're really going to have a little reality check on how the rest of the world
Philly
lives
is for sure.
without
It's
just
not
a perennial all-pro right tackle.
not easy to find tackles, let alone a guy who's been good since his rookie year.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson. This is
What I've always loved, this is across sports world, period. What I always loved about Kobe is that he would go against anyone. Like, so you have some big scary player coming to town, and don't worry, like, my big brother's bigger than your big brother type, type of energy. Lane Johnson has that same thing.
You're just comparing Lane Johnson to Kobe Bryant. That's crazy.
Now, if you listen to what I'm saying, Lane Johnson had that same energy in that some big-time pass rusher would come in and would be like, damn, that guy's a stallion. But then Lane would just show, like, no, your big brother's bigger.
mean, just recently, he's had to go against Bosa and Micah Parsons, and he does pretty well against them.
Yep.
Those are two very good players.
Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
I have a little different spin here. Famous 65-year-olds. Bill Gates.
Old guy. Bill Gates. What's up, Bill? Microsoft?
Yep. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Hey, Michelle Pfeiffer.
She got in that Eminem song.
What's up, Michelle?
Michelle Pfeiffer. J.K. Simmons. I saw him one time.
Great. Fantastic actor. Awesome.
Yep, I saw him one time, and he's
Spider-Man.
He's so intimidating in person. Like his like countenance.
Yeah.
There's not a chance I was gonna go up to him and be like, hey, JK, I'm Joey.
Is that your real name?
I live in LA, so I see stars all the time.
Yeah, that's how
it works here.
Thinks that it is out here. Sure.
We'll do two more here. Ellen DeGeneres.
Shout out to Ellen. Hey,
65. God, she's 65.
And be nice to everyone that you meet because you might get your show canceled.
Be nice, Ellen. And then Bruce Willis, one of our all-time favorite action heroes.
Yep.
Of course, Live Free, Die Hard.
Where would you rank him amongst like top five?
God, yeah.
Top five.
Yeah, I mean, you have like Jackie Chan in there.
Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Cruise.
Bruce Willis, I always compare him for some reason to Mr. Tom Cruise, and I just prefer Bruce Willis.
And then two very good options.
Yeah, can't really go wrong there. Anyway, famous 65s. If you're new to the YouTube channel, thanks so much for joining us. We've had a little bit of rush of some newbies, so welcome to the show. If it's your first time joining us, we are two brothers from Los Angeles, Angelinos, if you will.
Real quick, people don't question whether we're brothers or not. There's like 0% chance they question it.
Oh, yeah. Also, that's not us back there. Just want to point that out as well. If you don't know who Silk Sonic is.
Oh, did someone think that?
No, I saw it the other day, and I thought, I hope they don't think that's like a picture of us.
Well, I call Bruno Mars if that has to be one.
Sure.
Okay.
Anyways, two brothers here who talk football 3 times a week, no matter what.
No matter what.
Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're returning with us, thanks so much for all your support for all 65 episodes this year. And it's gotten stupid sometimes.
It's gotten dumb.
We've been here, we've been talking football, and we've been following the season like I have never before.
Yeah,
it's been good times.
Day-to-day NFL life is, you realize, it's hard to be a good football team in the friggin' NFL.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Ups and downs.
You appreciate good teams, and you learn to love your team as much as you can because they're not going to be good all the time.
Yeah.
Just love them for what they are.
If you like the show, go and do me a favor and share the show with friends, neighbors, social media platforms, Really appreciate any
Everybody.
of that. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music, thank you so much for joining in on the audio version of Bench with the Tovar Brothers. We love you as well. And then, of course, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search at Bench Show. It's spelled just like that. And we have a good time on there. We throw up a lot of different things, reactions, funny videos. Of course,
there's really no guidelines, just whatever we feel like.
We just operate in the NFL world, okay?
Yeah.
That includes relationships, that includes funny things that happen to players off the field, that includes crazy endeavors that coaches take. It's anything in the NFL world. Yeah. That's where we live.
I mean, if you want to see some cheap humor sometimes, go to I don't care how, if it's funny, we'll put that freaking thing on there.
Yeah.
I saw someone, it wasn't ours, I saw a tweet of just someone renamed their Twitter handle Kadarius Tony's toes, and that was their handle.
So follow us on those social media platforms, and we'll appreciate it so much. We've been doing something here on the show. Angel prides himself on being a very current, very young, very virile young man.
What can I say?
And so I like to test him to see how plugged in he was for 2023 as we wind down this incredible year. And I have a couple of top 5 lists. And these are top 5 Google searches, okay? So top 5 Google searches when it comes to people. They were all men. Don't shoot the messenger.
For this year?
For this year in the United States.
Wait, they're all what?
They're all men.
Whoa, easy, lady. Don't get mad at us.
Lady. We're about 76% men, so that's like an actual number. Yeah. So I think we're good, but.
Okay. Well, for the one lady.
Or you 24%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shout out to you guys if you're a woman listening to our show. Welcome.
Number 5 was Lil Tay.
Lil Tay? Do
you know who that is?
Yeah, she was a little.
Oh, it's a girl.
The little girl who raps and sings.
We're wrong.
About
Lil Tay is a woman.
About being rich and about being, all this stuff. Oh yeah. There you go, guys. You guys represented by Lil Tay. There we go.
Number 4, Tucker Carlson.
Tucker, what's up?
A lot of people like him. We don't have a position. We don't have a stance on him.
We're happy that he's happy.
Yep. Travis Kelce. Love him as a football player. As far as his Pfizer representation, we have no stance.
I'm happy he's happy.
Jeremy Renner. We're happy he's alive.
We're happy he's alive and healthy. Good for him.
Good for you, Jeremy.
Yeah, man. Good for you, man.
And number 1, Damar Hamlin. Angel has somehow come full circle on Damar Hamlin to where now I feel like you don't like him a little bit. You're kind of sick of his attention.
It's just I get it. Miraculous, whatever.
That sounded just so do you know what he's talking about? He's talking about when Damar Hamlin died on a football field.
Miraculous, awesome,
and then came back to life.
But
go ahead.
Okay, well, good for him. I'll just say good for him. You've already painted me into this corner. I'm just a terrible human being. I love you, Damar. If you believe it or not, that's up to you.
Top 5 Googled actors. Okay, number 5 was my vote for GQ Sexiest Man Alive, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, Latin American heartthrob. I'll take that for sure. Representation,
baby. This is gonna sound worse than it is. He's so weird looking. He's handsome.
Yeah, you know what? I don't get it.
Yeah,
but I have friends who say, he's super hot.
Yeah,
I don't see it, but hey, he's
I think he's hot.
Good for him.
Matt Rife, comedian, good-looking comedian.
Yeah, he recently got canceled. Shout out to Matt Rife and all of two of his fans.
Danny Masterson, also canceled and in prison.
Keep it going.
Keep it moving. Jamie Foxx, possibly cloned.
I don't know, but he might be.
And then taking home the award again, Jeremy Renner. Hey, it's here again.
Hey, man, good for him.
The year Jeremy
freaking died.
Yeah, see, never mind. I'll leave it alone. Okay. Let's do. Yep. Let's do one more here. Okay. I'll say it. Apparently, Jeremy Renner's almost death experience is way more impressive than Damar Hamlin's in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You did the right thing there. There's nothing you could say there, really.
I'm just gonna pray.
Yep.
Just gonna close my eyes.
I'm like dying right here. Movies. Okay, so top 5 Googled movies. I feel like you're gonna know all these, so I want you to do this.
Top 5 movies of the year?
Just shoot some.
Barbie, Oppenheimer.
Number 1, number 2.
Spider-Man.
Not on the list.
Mario, let's be honest.
Not on the list. I'll give you the last 3 here. Number 3 is A Sound of Freedom. I don't know if I know what that movie is.
That's the one about child trafficking.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Yeah.
To a left turn
How do
there.
we go from here?
Number 4, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh, apparently it's phenomenal. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's phenomenal.
And then number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Volume 3. Man, this is a very interesting. I wish I can go through all these. Half it's in Spanish, so I guess I wouldn't be able to touch those. I don't speak Spanish.
No habla español.
Top 5 Googled games. Okay, I won't make you obviously guess. This is incredible.
Yeah.
Lakers Warriors in the playoffs. Lakers Nuggets.
It's not like video games. Okay, what'd you say?
Athletic games. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
Lakers Warriors. Lakers Nuggets. Top 2 Googled games of the year.
And people hate the Lakers, but we love it, baby.
Yeah, you're out there Googling them.
Yeah, you're out there. Lakers Nuggets.
Those are your fingers.
Yeah.
Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. That was a big cultural moment.
Yeah, I don't know who won, but I know it's very big.
Yeah, I feel like the build-up was way more
that's
entertaining
boxing.
than probably the game.
That's all boxing is.
The match. Heat Nuggets. Was that the playoffs? Was that the finals?
Yes.
God, that still sounds like something I don't care about.
Yeah. Sorry, Nuggets fans.
And then back-to-back wins here for Jake Paul. Jake Paul, Nate Diaz. Also something that was more.
Look, if he's not a good boxer, I don't know whether he is. I'm not a boxing guy. He's a fantastic advertiser.
He's a lightning rod.
He's just great at creating momentum for a fight. Good for him.
Absolutely. Okay, that does it for that. I think you're pretty well plugged in there.
Yeah,
I threw some curveballs at you.
Yeah.
Let's get into the news. All right, let's get to the news here for week number 15. And start off the bat here. Some will call it bad news. Some will call it good news. Some will call it the end of an incredible era that we should just appreciate and not talk any about. Okay? Patriots owner Robert Kraft has already decided, this is according to a report by Tom Curran. And I know Tom. He's plugged in.
I personally know Tom.
Tom does his work. Yeah. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Tom.
Patriots owner Robert Kraft has already decided to, quote, move on from Bill Belichick at the end of the season after their loss to the Colts in Week 10. I believe that was overseas. And that's what he's reporting. He's saying, basically, listen, they're letting him finish out the season.
Which is what they should do.
Which they should do. And at the end of the season, he's gone. Should they do that?
Yeah, I think you're going to let him go. Don't fire him mid-season. That's kind of embarrassing. You're going to be put in the same box as what Frank Reich this year. Don't do that. He's better than Frank Reich by a wide margin.
It's kind of like those movies where, like I know in Gladiator, this is a thing. I know in Peaky Blinders, they always gave him a soldier's death.
Yeah.
Like they would respectfully take down
clean
a soldier.
death.
Yeah, a clean death.
Yeah.
Soldier's death.
Soldier's
Hey, give Bill Belichick a soldier's death.
Yeah.
You don't just chop his head off.
No.
You slip the sword down his back.
Because that makes it more. I feel like that hurt more than just chopping my head off.
Yeah, but it's
we just put down your spine
more respectable.
Yeah.
Okay. Veteran pass rusher Melvin Ingram is signed. I hope he doesn't have the same number he did last year. Was he number 6 or something? Number 8?
He was number 24 because of Kobe.
He's signing with the Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah.
3-time Pro Bowler with the Chargers. Ingram comes off a strong 2022 campaign in Miami where he recorded 6 sacks and a defensive touchdown. So some reinforcements there for Miami.
A team that's quickly getting beat up.
Yeah.
Like every week, another guy.
Yep.
Another guy.
Another injury here for the Browns. This is a bigger one than most people are going to realize. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Browns defensive tackle Maurice Hurst, a vital piece to their defense. There in the middle, suffered a torn pec, and he's done for the season.
Also, left tackle Jared Willis. We're going to say that next?
He's not coming back.
Yeah. So 2 linemen out for a team that relies heavily.
Also, Dewan Jones. Jones, the rookie?
Yeah.
He's out for the season as well.
It's just a team that's relied so much on the winning the line of scrimmage. It loses guys who are important. This sucks. How many hits can this Browns team take, man? I feel bad. It's just a curse year for them. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, they pride themselves. Nick Chubb and John Watson and Myles Garrett get a lot of the headlines. And while Myles Garrett is in the trenches, they're really a team that's built around the lesser celebrated people in the trenches. They just win the line of scrimmage.
The ugly stuff.
Either side of the ball, and taking big hits there is not good for their playoff chances. Vikings are making a quarterback change officially and going from Joshua Dobbs, who's been the sweetheart of 2023.
We were a fan of him.
For 2 different teams.
Yeah.
He's now been benched, and Nick Mullins is going to be the starter this Saturday at Cincinnati. I think you have to. Dobbs has played really bad last 2 games.
But is Mullins better, though?
So we're taking a shot.
Yeah, I guess you're fighting for your season. You're kind of hoping. You're like, look, we're trying to win. I don't care who gives us the best chance. We're gonna, like that's kind of what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Nick Mullins balls out, and I don't know. I don't trust him at all, but we'll see.
Yeah. I guess I hate talking about injuries, but here's another one. Dolphins center Connor Williams also tore an ACL in the Monday night game.
Bummer.
He'll miss the rest of the season. We obviously have to talk about the Justin Herbert injury here. We'll probably say that for the end of the news cycle. But before we get to that, the NFL will have a game in Brazil.
Brazil, yeah,
in 2024.
I saw this.
They signed to play in the Arena Corinthians Arena.
Oh,
and the league will announce more about the game tomorrow.
Those
today,
crafty
Wednesday.
Corinthians.
So let me ask you this: you're an NFL player. Would you rather go to Europe to play, whether it's Germany, London, or Brazil? Right?
Listen.
Right?
Listen. Let me just say something real quick. If I'm a 24-year-old stud athlete, do I want to go where? I want to go to Brazil because of Brazilian women. That's exactly what the first thing I thought of.
Really?
These players want to go to Brazil because it's probably more. It's very beautiful, and the women. I'm not gonna act like everyone knows it. It's not like it's a secret. They're very beautiful. I'd want to go there for sure. 100%.
For the women,
and and for the love of the game. But yeah, but for the women, yeah.
I think I'd rather visit Brazil as well. Women is not the first thing that came to my mind, but to each his own.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a factor. Roger, you're not slick, Roger. We should go Brazil. It's like, when did Brazil become a football country?
Why was that the next obvious choice?
Roger, why did
we just jump over Mexico?
Why did we do that, Roger? Why haven't we been back to Mexico? It's right next door. Why are we going to Brazil?
So true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, freaking Roger, dirty dog.
Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. It's getting a little ugly here. I don't know if you saw this with your boy. Mike Tomlin told the media that wide receiver George Pickens' antics on the sidelines are, quote, a problem. It's a problem because it's not solution-oriented. We're all frustrated, but we've got to manage our frustrations in a professional, mature way. When it's not done that way, it's not necessarily pushing us towards solutions. So, obviously, not a good situation. Pickens is going to break out at some point. I ask you this. When he breaks out, is he wearing a Steelers uniform?
This is the end of it. Look what happened to Claypool. They traded him immediately. They're going to trade him.
Please don't call him. That's the problem, though.
No. But
hopefully he's not Claypool.
That's what's going to happen, though. They're going to trade him because this is getting – and sorry, Tomlin. Sorry that he's frustrated because you've only thrown, 7 touchdowns on the whole year. That's ridiculous of you, too. Why are you frustrated, man? If you're a team, you don't throw me the freaking ball.
Yeah, and as much as it's a team effort, he can't point back to when he's in contract negotiations. Pickens, he can't be like, well, we never were under 500 for a season. That doesn't help him.
Yeah, for Pickens, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He needs the ball, and he knows how talented he is, and he needs to be putting up numbers. He needs to be putting up tape, and so I kind of get it for him. Obviously, there's a line there that they all have to play, but I get that he's frustrated, and I don't know if that's going to work out. These type of players have never typically stayed long term with a Tomlin-led team.
No, they kind of the Ryan's kind of on the wall. I could see them moving on draft. I don't know.
There's some start naming some teams I would want to go get George Pickens. How about George Pickens in Houston?
Oh, George Pickens in freaking Carolina or in the New York Giants. Just teams that would love a George Pickens who will. I'm just saying,
Buffalo.
But there's team. Yeah, and he's still under a rookie deal. He's very talented. Be careful what you wish for, Mike.
Yep.
Be careful.
Yep. Little fantasy news here. Obviously the season wrapped up, and we're getting some fun stats. Okay, so this one, I thought it was going to be too complicated to understand. I don't think it will be. Okay, but I just want to point out how crazy fantasy football is right from the get-go in the draft.
Yes.
Because these two players I'm about to talk about were drafted right to each other or very near, within the same round or the same two rounds.
Okay. All right.
Okay. They're both running backs, and they're both superstars. It's Christian McCaffrey and Nick Chubb. Okay. Sleeper just put out this stat: 0.6 of teams on the Sleeper app. Which, if you don't use Sleeper, it's not a sponsor of ours, but we love it as a fantasy.
But we'll take you as a sponsor if you're listening.
Yes. So Sleeper, if you're listening,
Hey, what's up?
But anyways, 0.6 of the teams on the Sleeper app that went winless, right? So only 0.6 of the teams went winless in the whole shebang. Okay, the most roster player in those teams, Nick Chubb. So of the worst of the worst teams, most common player is Nick Chubb. On the opposite side, 0.4 that went undefeated. So only 0.4 went undefeated. Their most popular player, Christian McCaffrey. Now, looking back, you got to look back. You got to kind of take your mindset to where you were drafting this year's team, because right now it seems like, oh yeah, Christian McCaffrey is, the best. But at the beginning of the year, these guys were very close. Yeah. In the rankings, it would have been like, 1-4 or 2-5, something like that.
Yeah, if you remember back, it was like, well, Kareem Hunt's gone. He's gonna get all the catches this year. He's a safe pick. He's never hurt.
The offense is gonna, in theory, scoring more.
Be revolved around him. Watson's gonna take a step up, which means all boats rise. Whatever that phrase. What is that?
All boats rise.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're very, very close, and it was almost like the safer pick was Chubb because you knew what he was.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just fantasy football, man.
It's a fickle beast.
And guess what? Next year, Christian McCaffrey could very well be on the other side of the stat, where people took him on a super high pick, and something happens. Hope it doesn't. But that's just fantasy football.
The more reason you should adopt the 0 RB strategy. Like, just pick a couple workhorses and hope they work out, and pick stud wideouts.
Yeah. Last thing here. Quarterback of the Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert, will miss the rest of the season. This happened a couple days ago, but I just we haven't talked about it on the show yet, so I wanted to bring it up. He's having surgery, or he had surgery on his finger, his fractured right index finger, and he'll be out for the rest of the season. They're putting him in IR, unless they make the playoffs. But they're not making the playoffs.
No.
So that wraps up just a terrible season for him leading the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers obviously are done. Easton Stick will step in and play quarterback for them. But it's just, I was thinking about it a lot today and yesterday. It's time to start fresh. It's time to start fresh. With Brandon Staley has to go. I think Kellen Moore has to go. The offense has not been better with Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I don't know what he did to help or anything. Yeah,
nothing.
It's kind of the same thing.
I think some of these older players on defense have to go. I don't think as long as you have Justin Herbert and you're paying him that kind of money, you're not doing a full-on rebuild. You're also not looking to get rid of Justin Herbert because the grass will not be greener, most likely.
No.
But it's time to retool, to bring in a fresh voice to lead the team, and
who would be your
try to salvage this thing?
Who'd be your top, on your wish list? Who would you want?
I mean, I would love Harbaugh from Michigan, but
my God,
I doubt he's an LA guy.
That would be awesome.
He's not an LA guy though. That's the problem. I think Ben Johnson, young hotshot type, coordinator. Those guys love LA.
Yeah.
McVay, call up his boy Sean, like, hey Sean, how you like it there? I don't know. I married a supermodel. What do you think?
Yeah. It's going pretty well for me.
Won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're
talking about cloning me, so it must be going well. That's how you know you're making it big in Hollywood.
I had to walk into this dark room with this robe on, and never mind.
No,
I'll talk about that.
But
I don't know. I think just off the top of my head, I think he'd be good. But you need a culture. This is a culture thing.
Yeah.
Like, you need a culture guy here, because when you're that talented and you just can't pull it together, to me, it's a culture thing. To me, it's just you don't have the right leadership in place.
Staley's never been. I mean, I think the first season he was okay, but I've never been thought like, oh, he's one of the elite coaches. He's good at one thing or two things or some things or whatever. Or, he's a CEO type where he kind of overlooks. He's very good at that. I don't think I think he's just a coordinator. And it's not a shot. There's a lot of good coordinators out there who try to be head coaches, but it's just not in their, DNA or whatever. This needs to end. You're wasting 4 years into it. Herbert has great stats, but nothing to show for it beyond stats.
Yeah. Off-season homework, get a coach, fix the O-line, and keep working on that defense.
And see what you can do with Quentin Johnston. Oof. Oh, my God, that guy is off to a terrible start.
Yeah,
Come on, Quentin.
That's the news. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to Angels Heavenly Top 10, version number 15. Be right back. Okay, we are back with Angels Heavenly Top 10, version number 15.
Man.
Jeez.
This year's gone by too fast. Too fast.
You've done a great job. These have been an incredible list.
I appreciate it.
And 15 is no different. This is a fun list. Let's get into it here. Let's start at number 10. You have the Buffalo Bills at 7-6 back on your list. How'd they make it back, man? Tell me about the journey back.
One man, Josh Allen. He's back. He's playing well. Defense is playing well. The Buffalo Bills went to the bottom of the freaking ocean. Now they're back on top, baby.
Got it from the bottom now.
And they land back at number 10, and rightfully so.
Yeah. Number 9, you have your Broncos. 6-1 or lost 7 games. Yeah, I think they deserve number 9.
Yeah, 6-1 this week. A big game against the Lions. Hopefully able to catch up on the struggling Chiefs right now. Yeah, they're playing well. 6-1 in the NFL will get you on a lot of top 10 lists.
That's a low-key huge game.
Yeah.
For both teams.
Big game for both games.
That's on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Thank God.
Where are we watching it?
Here.
Want to watch it here?
Yeah.
Or at my house?
Yes, okay. At the house.
At number 8, the Dolphins, who just lost to the Titans. Will Levis-led Titans on Monday. I mean, I'll let you go.
This is like an obligatory top 10 because they're 9-4.
Right.
But you don't think they're really 9-4 when you see them play. They're just so up and down and all around. They're getting hurt now. They're here because they're 9-4. I don't love this team. I just sort of like it.
Yeah.
But they're 9-4 and they deserve a top 10
Dolphins
spot.
Losing Monday, they lost the top spot in the AFC.
Yes.
And now they're 9-4, obviously back down in the wild card picture, but that's crazy. 8-5 Jags at number 7. Kind of another weird team.
Yeah, back-to-back losses against Jake Browning and Joe Flacco will do that to you. This team is weird. I mean, Trevor Lawrence did play with a high ankle sprain, so he could do what he couldn't do everything that he wanted to.
That's insane.
But yeah, he's amazing. He doesn't get talked about as far as his toughness. He plays through everything. But yeah, this team, the defense isn't getting the turnovers that they used to. And offensively, they kind of don't know what they are. Again, they're just confusing.
An identity crisis?
They're just confusing. They're always confusing.
I will never understand them. Let's move up here to number 6, and that is the Detroit Lions. Detroit, 3-1-3 at number 6.
Yeah. We've been pro-Lions until they've shown a little bit what they are.
We have. Please leave us alone.
Yeah, we've been pro-Lions the whole year, and now they're showing kind of – this is what happens with, good teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
In the middle of the top 10.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I don't know why I always feel the need to let that completely play out. Little breaking news here. And this is going to kind of give away what we're doing here. We recorded half the show last night, and we're recording this half.
Sure.
In the morning here on Wednesday. You'll get it in a couple
little
an hour
BTS,
or two.
Little BTS for you guys.
And so the reason I'd say that is because breaking news now, you're going to understand why. Bears defensive end Yannick Ngakoue. I didn't know he was hurt. Broke his ankle. Missed the rest of the season. That defense has been performing so well. And him on the upside, he does much better as number 2 or 3 rusher than as a number 1.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sweat had him playing well. And tough break for the Bears. That defense is playing lights out right now.
Yeah. He seems older than he is. He's like 29.
Yeah,
he's like 35. This sucks.
Because he's always available.
Yeah, he just hops from team to team. Yeah, this sucks for the Bears. I'm sure they have, but opportunity for some of the young guys behind them to this team's all about the rest of the season's just guys trying to find the team next year.
Totally.
So I mean, I'm sure it hurts, but I'm sure there's some young guys behind them who will step up. I don't know the roster as far as depth at the DN spot, but
let's get back to their NFC North compadres here, the Lions.
But yeah,
sorry.
No, just so their defense is just terrible. Goff is turning over the ball way too much, and when they can't run the ball, they kind of have to force it. And I don't know what's going on with Goff. Maybe they have too much film. When you're a good team, it gets a target gets painted on your back, and this is kind of what's happening.
Yeah, they're not surprising anyone this year.
Yeah,
they were hyped, and honestly, they've done a good job. They're 9-4.
Yeah,
coming in, everyone knew they were good. So you don't want to panic too hard, but there's some glaring weaknesses. I think when you get to this level where people are talking about them, they're chasing the number 1 seed with the Niners, Eagles, and Cowboys. So you start to split hairs.
Yeah,
and you start to notice the individual positional groups and how those are not as good as the people you're being compared with. So I think the Lions are just getting compared against a greater set of teams now. And these
different tiers.
Yes. And these weaknesses are just more glaring.
Yep.
It's almost like when when you're playing like D3 and you're the man, but no one can realize your faults, and then you go D1. It's
like, oh, yeah, he's kind of fat.
Yeah.
He's He's kind of out of shape.
Number 5, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, they're just not the same. You don't really know what it is. You just know that they're not the same.
Right.
The defense has been keeping them up as much as they can, but they're asking too much of this defense to just keep them in games. While Mahomes, you shouldn't be able to. This shouldn't be a problem for them. Is that the offense can't get going. You have Andy Reid and like Patrick Mahomes, but for some reason the offense hasn't really hit a stride or hit a nice spot for consistent, games. They're number 5. They fell last week. I think they're number 4 or 3 last week. So,
Okay, at number 4 you have the 10-3 Cowboys, and I'm going to link the Cowboys and Eagles together. At number 3 you have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Obviously they just played. Cowboys beat them up, and yet you have them below the Eagles on your list here. Obviously people are going to ask, so explain yourself.
So when you're this high in the list, you're looking for, you're kind of being like nitpicky. And the quality wins that the Eagles have is more impressive than the quality wins that the Dallas Cowboys have. That's not a knock to the freaking Cowboys. They just beat the Eagles. Cowboys, we finally saw, when they're rolling, how high they can be and how, great they can be.
Right.
Fantastic showing. Dak tore up the Eagles defense, and that freaking Cowboys defense just, what? Devontae Smith turnover, A.J. Brown turnover, Jalen Hurts turnover.
Yep.
That's how you beat the Eagles.
Forced fumbles.
Yeah, forced fumbles. So bravo to them. But Eagles here at 3 and Dallas at 4. Now the season series is officially split. Now you're just picking hairs. I'll pick the Eagles over the Cowboys. Cowboys fans just turned us off.
Yeah.
Because what are you talking about, man? We just beat them. Yeah, they beat you the first time, man.
Like a month ago.
Yeah.
They just played each other.
Yeah.
You each beat each other at home. That it kind of just went how it's supposed to go.
Now you're just seeing who has the better quality wins.
Yeah. And I hope Cowboy fans are still here because that's just a fair take. Dak is to me, Dak's the MVP of the league right now. To me,
I wouldn't agree with you, but he has a
I have Dak there, but you play who you play, and the Cowboys lost to some teams they shouldn't lose to, and they have been beaten by good teams. The Eagles are literally the second team over 500 they beat, and the other team was literally 500.
Yeah.
So I mean, just you can't get it all back in 1 week.
Yeah.
You don't just beat the Eagles and all of a sudden the rest of the season doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're taking you seriously. Obviously, you're at number 4 here. I would imagine one slip up by the Eagles, and the Cowboys are gonna slip to number 3. You know what I'm saying? And it's razor thin.
Yeah, Eagles play Seattle this week, so we'll see if they can bounce back. But yeah,
Cowboys play the Bills. I mean, so they could definitely make
good
a jump
games. Good games.
Let's go to number 2 here. You have the Ravens. I think the most consistent elite team this year. They have been when it comes to the tortoise and the hare, they've been a tortoise, just slow and steady. Lamar Jackson getting it done.
I think it's the first time Lamar Jackson has ever been called a tortoise.
Yeah.
He is never as fast and as dynamic as he is.
What a curveball.
Man, but good for him, though. Without Mark Andrews making it happen Sunday, defense was a little bit iffy, 31 points to the Rams. But, Baltimore looks good, and I wouldn't want to play him. Lamar Jackson's playing well. Odell Beckham's taking, he has a Russell Wilson thing. He'll get a little bit of juice for a little bit of time, then he'll have to power down and reboot.
Yeah.
But I mean, number 2, it's hard to argue. Top of the AFC, they're number 2 on this list.
I think early on they kind of threw me for a loop when they lost to the Colts without Anthony Richardson, and I think Jonathan Taylor wasn't playing either.
But now you're seeing the Colts are good even without.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now I'm seeing that's actually not a terrible loss.
Yeah.
And they've been just so consistent ever since. Without Mark Andrews, I think 5 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown for Isaiah Likely. So if he could step up and give him something, the rest of their weapons are just speed.
Yeah.
Dynamic speed.
And they all have roles, too.
Right.
Bateman, OBJ, and then Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers has been really good lately.
Yep.
And Zay Flowers is going to be very important for them down the stretch here.
Yeah, he is. They need him to stretch. And he's exciting.
Yeah, because you said, OBJ can give you spurts.
Yeah.
And Bateman and Aguilar and those guys, they're more like their role.
Yeah.
They're feeding the ball to Zay Flowers.
Well, he's great after catch. He's one of my favorite rookies this year for sure. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah. And number 1 on your list, the San Francisco 49ers at 10-3, beat up the Eagles, beat up the Cowboys. I mean, if you don't have, I think they're going to play the Ravens at some point this year too. No, maybe not.
I think they are 2 weeks.
They are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have them on top of your list, of your top 10 list this week, you just have something personal against the Niners.
Yeah.
And I get it. They can be quite off-putting at some points as an Eagle fan.
Yeah.
But you got to give them their props. They're number 1 PFF in offense and defense. They're the best team in the league.
Yeah. They're a little hurt on defense, but
who's hurt?
Hargrave is hurt. Armstead's hurt.
Oh, wow.
Greenlaw was in and out of the game last week.
Oh, wow.
So they're a little banged up there. And then
right up the middle.
And then Ward, their start corner left the game and didn't come back. So a little bit beat up on that side.
One of the more underrated cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and those guys those are one of the core of their defensive units. Are those guys? But offensive, they're so offensively ran. Purdy had a okay game. I think 2 touchdowns to 1 pick, but threw it for a ton of yards.
Right.
But I wish people would believe us that the best player on this team is CMC. What 168 yards on Sunday, just adding to his great season that 49er fans aren't even thankful for. Like Purdy is great season.
Yeah.
CMC is having a legendary season.
And Purdy isn't Purdy without CMC's season.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a knock. You just have an incredible play. Like
you have 2 good players. You have 2 great players, but one's greater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to give straight from football too much, but it's almost like Dodgers get Ohtani this year, right? Whoever hits behind Ohtani, in front of Ohtani, is going to get a ton of pitches to hit.
Yeah.
And they're going to be great.
Yeah.
You know why? Because behind you, you're being supported by an all-time player. Yeah. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Purdy, people are bringing people up in the box, selling out because Christian McCaffrey will just gouge you all day. Yeah. Believe me, I just saw him do it to the Eagles.
Yeah.
He will just gouge you all day. You have to sell it to Christian McCaffrey. And Purdy's getting one-on-ones. He's getting a lot of slower personnel in the field because people have bigger sets against Christian McCaffrey. And he's taking advantage of it. Props to him. Because not every quarterback can. Like, we've seen that in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's not even the MVP on your own team. And so Purdy, he can't be the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
CMC is the MVP of your team, but because he's MVP of the league.
I don't know. Some would say he's the third most important. Look what that team was without Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Like, and this is not a knock. Trent Williams is a freaking Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's all-timer.
We're just saying, like CMC deserves his flowers. But yeah, all this to say, 49ers, this is the problems that they have. Too many great players, and we don't know which one's the best.
Too many great players, I can't pick which one's the MVP of the league.
That's how you know you're a good team. So, they top off the list here at number 1. And that's Angels Heavenly 10, brought to you by Nobody.
That song came to your mind?
No,
the song came to my mind is Nobody Wants to See Us Together. The Akon one.
Shout out to Akon.
Yep. Let's get into a game preview for Thursday Night Football. The Raiders and the
Chargers.
Go
Chargers. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what the game preview songs are anymore.
I have them labeled now, so
okay.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
So that's it. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So this game is going to be in Las Vegas, there at the house that the Davises built. Allegiant Stadium, yeah. That spaceship.
Yep.
Right in the freeway there.
It looks like a Roomba when you drive past it.
It does, yeah. Okay, so let's be honest. This is maybe
not great.
The worst quarterback matchup we'll get all year. Easton Stick, who, let's be honest, I don't know anything about him. You don't know anything about him.
I saw him Sunday. He's not very good.
Yeah. Versus whoever's starting for the Raiders, because we thought it'd be
it's Aiden
O'Connell, but until I just got a tweet. Antonio Pierce came out this morning and said he hasn't named a starter yet. And so apparently they're not tied to Aiden O'Connell either. So we'll see. It's not going to be a great quarterback matchup. But listen, these games have just come through lately. Like, look at the last couple of games that are primetime. They ended up being good games.
Packers, Giants, and Miami, Tennessee,
Sure. And so Raiders at home here. I don't know if it really matters. Allegiant Stadium kind of seems like one of those stadiums that just everyone wants to go see.
Fun to go to.
Yeah. Let's start with the Raiders here. They've really struggled on offense. They're 22nd in passing, 32nd, dead last in rushing, and 28th in points scored. They're just struggling to put any kind of points on the board, which is kind of crazy to think because they have Devontae Adams, last year's rushing leader Josh Jacobs, Jacoby Myers is balled out, the young rookie Mike Mayer back there, but they just can't put points on the board.
They don't have a quarterback. Aiden O'Connell on the year, 4 touchdowns, 7 picks. Not great, not a playmaker, not really dynamic, like running around.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You can have all the playmakers that like you want, but if you have a quarterback, it's just hard to win.
Yeah. Over on defense, they're better, but not much better. They're 11th against the pass, which surprised me. I didn't think they'd be that good against the pass. They struggle against the run. They can be run on. And then points allowed, though, 9th in the league. That's pretty impressive. They play better defense under Antonio Pierce. And I don't know. The Chargers, I think, are going to have a hard time scoring just because, number one, they're the Chargers. They had a hard time scoring when Justin Herbert was playing for them.
Yeah, they scored 6 points 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
With Herbert.
Now Easton Stick comes in, and
good luck.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time moving the ball.
Crosby's going to terrorize them, man.
Yes.
Crosby, I don't know if there's more guy you could cheer for so easily. Like, I could have worded that better.
A guy you can cheer for more easily?
Like, he's so easy to cheer for. There you go. There it is.
Okay.
He's amazing. Max Crosby never gets talked about, though, amongst the top pass rushers for some reason.
So good.
I don't know why.
Because he plays for a crap team.
Yeah.
My mom's calling me. Not right now, Mom.
What's up, Mom? This game might get a little bit.
I think it might be fun. I mean,
it's not going to be lopsided, but it's not going to be pretty.
The over/under is 34. I don't think they'll hit that. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah. First one to 14 probably.
Yeah. This is going to be one of those games. Ball position, turnovers. Turnovers going to be big here, and it's crazy because there's going to be some legit stars on the field.
Yeah.
On offense, like for both teams.
Yeah.
Like some incredible players. Just the story of 2023. Just not the quarterback talent to get those players the ball.
Do you think next year the Bears look drastically different? So Josh Jacobs not signed. He could leave. Devontae Adams, it's been weird with him. You don't really know him. You don't really know if he's going to stay or whatever. I can imagine he's frustrated as hell.
Yeah, he wants to go.
Yeah.
Raiders, apparently told him he's not going.
Yeah.
And then, I think if they keep Antonio Pierce, not that that's a better thing for the franchise, but the players seem to like him.
Yeah.
So maybe that keeps around some players. I don't know.
I'm not a big Pierce guy as a head coach.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, but players seem to like him. We saw a scenario. We were watching a YouTube video where he gets traded. Remember? Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Those crazy draft day trades.
So they have a lot of their drafts can be pretty interesting next year.
He will be mentioned over and over again in trades this offseason.
For these quarterbacks, 1, 2.
Yeah.
If the Bears want to sell and they're looking to buy, they can pair their first-round pick, which is a top 10 pick right now, but not top 3, and Devontae Adams maybe or somebody.
You have a couple teams looking to add a tier 1 receiver.
Yeah.
You think about the Panthers, you think about the Texans, the Colts in the market. And then you have the Jets who already tried to trade for him.
Yeah.
You have the Bears who are reportedly looking for another receiver. Yeah. Like there's too much noise around the receiver room.
Yeah.
That he's not going to be. He'll be brought up over and over again. I don't know if they're going to trade him though. I don't think they will.
And then the Chargers are just they're a hot mess now.
Let's go to the Chargers here. They're 10th in passing. They won't come anywhere near that with Easton Stick.
No.
And then the rest of the offense just struggles. 26th in running, scoring 21 points a game. I doubt they hit that. Defensively, not dead last, third to last against the pass, middle of the pack against the rush, and then points allowed. They're at 18th. So, it's going to be weird because you're going to have two defenses that really aren't that good, looking a lot better than they are, just because the offense is going to
quarterback play is going to be so bad.
Yeah.
The Austin Eckler fall off was swift and is now he is not the same.
No, he's not,
and that sucks because he was trying to fight for a contract. So now he's not. Now he's really not going to get a contract because he had a down year.
Yeah, just 5 rushing touchdowns for Austin Eckler, 3.7 yards per attempt, which is 35th in the league.
He's had like 27 touchdowns last 2 years.
Yeah, he's just. I mean, he's gotten so much run the last couple years.
Yeah, like, he's got worn out.
You get it. Like he's just a running back, especially he's not the biggest guy. Like he's jacked and everything, but he's not the biggest guy.
Yeah.
You can't take that much punishment, and it's kind of starting to wear on him. Big surprise of this one, though. I don't know which one has the better pass rusher, because Khalil Mack is balling.
A little blast in the pass. He is
15 sacks in 13 games.
Good for him. I know there was a debate because they're paying him a lot of money this year about like, should they cut him before this season? No, yeah. 15 sacks, whether you're a bad team or not. That's impressive.
Yeah. Let's pick this game. It's tough to pick. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Chargers, and I think Austin Eckler has a decent game. The whole offense runs through him. I just don't think the Raiders are gonna put up any points.
I'm picking the home team. I'm picking I'm about to say Oakland. I'm picking the Raiders. I think that home crowd will just give them just enough juice to just beat the Easton Stick led LA Chargers. Man, enjoy this football. And just be thankful because in a couple of weeks there'll be only like 4 games on, and then you're done.
This game doesn't really matter with like any kind of playoff implication, right?
No,
or divisional.
No, but what's nice though, about this week is that now we have Thursday game, Saturday games, and then Sunday games. So now we're getting that time of year where it's like a nice.
There's going to be some good football on Saturday.
Weekend of, some good football on Saturday.
Good football on Saturday. That's Wednesday's show, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you're having a good week, and hope you have a great rest of the week. We'll see you Friday. With a lot going on. We're going to do a special fantasy football playoff preview on Friday. We're also going to dive into the Benchwarmers Fantasy League and catch up on the playoffs there. Really excited. We will see you Friday. Have a good week, day.
Bye.
Bye.